Good morning, friends. It is 11 o'clock on Saturday, March 20th, and I'm here to do my Saturday Stamp Along here in the West Virginia, Inking and Stampin' page, or group, I should say. I'm going to give it a second for people to see I'm live. I know that it is Saturday, so hopefully you are up and at 'em this morning. Let's see, I'm going to be doing a treat, demonstrating a treat using some of the Snail Mail products. So we've been doing this. Good morning. Hi, Christina. We have been doing these presentations for a few months now. I was not able to join last month, but we're going to try and rotate through and give people that don't want to do it in the admin group some time off every now and again. But we would love to have more presenters. You don't have to just be a admin on the page to present. We love for other demonstrators here on the group, the West Virginia group, to demonstrate on our Stamp-Alongs on the Saturdays. It's usually the third Saturday. So we already have them booked in the group on the events section for the next April, May, and June through June. So there's already links on each of those events for you to pick a spot on when you want to present. You also do not have to do it live. You can do a recording and just upload the video at your time spot. So many options here, and you know, it can be anything you want as long as it's Stampin' Up and using our current products. That's our only goal. And it's just to inspire and share with each other and have a little creating time. So I think a couple people are watching now, so I'm gonna turn my camera down, and when I do that I normally cover the camera so that it is just black while I'm making the movement. That way you don't get seasick, hopefully, so or motion sickness. So I'm gonna turn the camera down to my desktop so give me just a second to do that. And hello ladies, hi Katie. All right, so I'm switching it down. It takes me a second to readjust everything. So, getting some light on it, and usually I have to flip it around. There we go, hopefully, yes. So hopefully you can see my desktop, and I'm also going to try and get my computer to catch up so I can see comments on the computer, because now that my phone is down, I can't see them on my phone. So hopefully, I think I found myself. So let me make sure it is silenced and I don't echo. Okay, and I can hear myself, so give me just a second. See, these don't have to go perfect, so if you've never done a Facebook Live, this is a great place to try it. Judgment-free zone. We're just really trying to inspire and share with each other. And like I said, we love other demonstrators to volunteer to share with us and share a project. And it doesn't have to be something brand new. It could be something you just recently did or created. We just really want you to use Stampin' Up products and use current products. So, of course, right now we're in the midst of the waiting game, right? The waiting game to see the new PDF coming up on Wednesday. So who's excited to see the new catalog? I know I am. Of course, these products here that I'm demonstrating with are part of the mini catalog. So that actually goes through the end of June. So we have a few more months with these products. And this is the Snail Mail Suite. Some of the things I'll be using today are from that, for my treat. But I wanted to show you, I just created these little things at the beginning of the year, just for a quick snapshot to see all the paper from the Designer Series paper pack. This is a great little tool to have for yourself because it's a quick reference as to what's in the packet without having to pull out each piece. And then also it gives you the color swatches for the coordinating colors. So I just did 2-inch squares, and this is the front and back of the same piece, then front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back, front and back. And that way they're laid out nicely in one quick view. Okay, and it's of course better than the catalog swatches that they show you. So this is a great tool for yourself, but also for your customers to see if you are able to see them in person nowadays. Hopefully that's getting a little bit better for everybody. So just wanted to share that again. I think I did one of these with the strawberry one. Some of you saw that one a little while back. So I just wanted to share this one with you as well for today. So For the supplies, I asked that you get a 6x6 piece of this designer series paper. Of course, if you don't have the snail mail products or suite, then any DSP will work, but you want to start with a 6x6 piece. And then you want to just build off of that with some coordinating cardstock and ink. So for mine, in the supplies, I listed the 6x6 paper. You also need a scoring tool. So you can either use the big scoring board or you can use your paper trimmer that has the scoring blade in it. Either one of those would work, but some way to score at specific measurements. You will need some kind of hole puncher, not giant and not teensy. So kind of a medium hole puncher. This is the version, one of the versions Stampin' Up used to sell a while back. But the coordinating products I'm using is the Snailed It stamp set, and I'm just using this one stamp out of here. So if you want to get that on a block ready to go, and I'm using the rectangular postage stamp punch. This of course coordinates with that stamp that I'm using. So again, if you don't have this, you could just cut it out by hand if you don't have that punch. And I am using the dies. I'm going to be using this one, which I've already pre-cut out my piece. I'll show you that in a second. And then I chose this little snail here because it works nicely on this piece of designer series paper to die cut out the snail there. Now, if you don't have the dies, you could of course cut these snails out by hand, but I'm using the snail right here on this piece of paper. The back side of this one is the red squigglies. So that's a little bit about what I'm using. I'm also using, like I think I said, just one color of ink, real red. And then I have some of the embellishments. So I have the hearts, the resin hearts that coordinate, and then the combo twine packet. So again, I'm trying to use and touch all of the elements of this in this project. Okay, so let me move some of this out of the way. So besides the 6x6 piece of designer series paper, I'm also going to be using a piece of scrap basic white. Doesn't have to be huge because we're going to stamp on it and then punch it out. Get the idea there. And I used some Bermuda Bay scrap, and I just cut out that envelope looking die piece. So I'll fold that up in a moment when I start the project. Okay, so here we go. Hopefully you are crafting along. Just one more note, we will have other presentations at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock today. We did not have a huge number of people sign up to demonstrate today, so that is of course why I'm trying to encourage people to sign up to demonstrate for the next one in April. So that'll be on Saturday the 17th. The event is already listed on the group under events for the 17th of April. And there is a link there for Sign Up Genius if you want to sign up to present on April 17th. And again, you don't have to do it live. You can do a video and then upload it for your time. So either way works for us. Okay, so let me show you what we're making. This is what we're making. Some people call these a double tea bag pouch, but it's a double pouch bag treat holder. And you see I did it with a different piece of designer series paper on my sample here, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And you can really use any of the designs here in the paper. I have put some of the York peppermint patties in there. They fit nicely. The Ghirardelli chocolates fit in there nicely. You can also put a little tea bag inside these as well. So I'm going to show you how to make this. All right. And then I've used a couple of pieces to decorate the little packaging. Alrighty, let me move that out of the way. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're starting with your 6x6 designer series paper, and you're going to fold it in half point to point, creating a triangle. So I did have to run downstairs and get my glasses before I started today because I do like to make sure I'm seeing correctly. So I'm doing this on top of my scoring board. I normally would not, but so I'm just going to score it point to point, creating a triangle. The next thing I'm going to do is put the long edge of the triangle on the left side of my scoring board. Now, if you were using your paper trimmer, you would just put it on the vertical at a 1/2 inch mark because that's where we're going to score. So we're going to score at a 1/2 inch, and I've already got my marker there to show you. So a 1/2 inch, and I just do this kind of slow so that nothing shifts around. And again, it's both sides are going to be scored. So 1/2 inch. And then I'm just going to flip it over so that the score line is just better defined on the flip side. Okay, so 1/2 inch, that's your first one. Then what we're going to do is rotate this 90 degrees and put the long edge of the triangle at the top. And we're going to move to 2 3/4. So 2 3/4. And we're going to score there. Again, I'm just holding the paper in place to make sure it doesn't slip and slide. So 2 3/4. Then I'm going to flip it again and do the same one, 2 3/4. Okay, and that's all the scoring you have to do. So you've got these score lines. Let me move this out of the way. And I'm just going to burnish on all the score lines. And at this point, you can choose which way you want to fold and have the design going inside or outside. So you've got a center line as well, where you made that initial fold before you started scoring. And I think I'm going to put the little teeny snails on the outside. So what we're going to do is fold and fold. That's the way I want to do it, right? Making sure. Nope, I want to do it the other way. We're going to do it this way. And then you just fold on all the lines, and I did do it backwards. I want to see the snails on the outside of it. So let's do that again. So we're going to fold in the left side and fold in the right side, and whatever you want to be on the outside of the package showing. So mostly on this one it was the yellow side. So this one I want the snails to show, not the stripies. They'll show some. And then you're going to you can do it one of two ways. You can fold on the center line, because there's basically 3 lines here. Fold on the center line, and then fold back and fold back. So that gives you a little bit of a mountain valley fold right there in the center. So then what you're ending up with is the little pouches, and that's it. There's no adhesive on this. And then what I'm going to do is take my hole punch and hole punch the top point there. And put that in there. Thank you, Pamela. I found this in the demonstrator. I don't know where she's from. I don't even remember, but she did this fold years ago on a different piece of paper. And I you know, it's one of those things you tuck away in your memory for a rainy day. So it's a cute little pouch. So you can either open this up here to let it stand up, or you can kind of fold it to give it a little bit of stability. So what I'm going to use here are the 2 twines, and I'm going to do, because it's a thin twine, actually these are not done open. I have another pack of it up here, and I'd rather use the one I have open. So let me get in my jumble of ribbons here. I knew I had an open pack. I just didn't find it when I was getting set up for this. No need to start a new one. I've got some here. And I did about 8 inches of the twines, and I did both of them at 8 inches. So we'll just get that out and put them together. And I love how these products coordinate. They're easy to put together and coordinate everything. The embellishments, the ribbon, the paper. So I just put them together, both the Blushing Bride and the white. The hardest part is, of course, getting all 4 pieces of thread through your hole punch, especially on camera. But let me see if I can do it. There we go. And then I have the loop, so I'm going to just loop that through and pull it tight. And then I'm going to trim up these ends a little bit. And that's just to kind of keep it together so it doesn't flop open. Yes, they are perfect. You're right, Katie, for small gifts. They are great for little gifts. Okay, so that's the pouch. Now let's do a little bit of decorating and things. So like I said, I'm using the designer series paper, and I went ahead and pre-cut out the cute little snail there using my dies. And then I pre-cut the little cute envelope in the Bermuda Bay, which is one of the coordinating colors. And I'm just gonna take my bone folder and burnish those. And I'm gonna leave the top flap open because we're gonna tuck that little note down inside there. So you can put a little bit of seal, or you could use a glue dot. I'm gonna use a little bit of my mono glue, just a little dab of that, and give that a second to dry. Of course, it's going to get messy. All right, we'll give that a second to dry. So, all right, then we're going to take our Happy Mail enclosed stamp and our Real Red ink pad. And I'm just using a scrap of basic white. I didn't specifically cut out any size of the white. I'm still holding this so that it seals and adheres together. Hopefully it won't take too long. Good morning. See, a few more of you have joined us. Hello, hello. All right, so, I did want to talk while I'm waiting for a second. Is anybody here registered to do on tour? We've only got a couple weeks. Some of you may be doing it earlier in April. I know my date is April 15th, so it's a Thursday night. I'm doing the one that's associated with Virginia Beach location, which of course the locations don't really matter. But let me know if you're doing on tour, and if you're, especially, wherever you're doing it. So put in the comments. I think that'll be fun to share since we're all demonstrators here. But if you are planning to do the on tour in April, who's excited about it, and which session are you signed up for? I'm excited, like I said, to do the one on April 15th, and it's associated with the Virginia Beach location. So hopefully you got to register for that as well. Pamela is registered for there's one for Baltimore. That's right, on the 9th of April. Perfect. So you're getting to do it a little bit earlier than me. I also am so excited, of course, to see the new catalog this week in like 4 days. Anyone excited to see that? Of course, get our copy as well. So I've just stamped Happy Mail enclosed in Real Red ink on the white. I'm going to give that a second to dry because, of course, the white can smear sometimes, and my ink pad is pretty inky. So I want to give that a second to dry before I mess with it. And I think this is starting to hold. I'm going to actually flip it upside down on my silicone mat. Here's a little trick to get it to dry. Flip upside down and put my stamp on it as a weight while that's finishing up. Okay, so I've got my rectangular postage stamp punch, and I'm going to punch out that cute little Happy Mail enclosed image. Yes, I am so excited too about the annual catalog. Have you caught the little sneak video? Of course, it was like a teensy little tease yesterday for the new in colors. We're getting to see those early. They're kind of debuting them. I think they're to put out a little video each day. So I don't know if they put one out today yet. I haven't checked. But there was a little sneak peek and like a guessing game for the new in colors. So that's exciting too, to lead up to Wednesday's debut of the catalog. So, all right. So if you're just joining and you missed the pouch, that's going to be just a couple minutes ago. And that was using a 6x6 piece of paper. And now I'm just decorating it and finishing it up. So let's see. Alrighty. What do I need to do? Next, I need to start putting on my pieces. And I want to just make sure this little envelope is glued together. Now again, you could have used a couple of glue dots. It is looking pretty good. So what I'm going to do is pull a few dimensionals, and I'm going to put some on the back of my snail that I die cut. And again, if you don't have the dies, you can easily cut that out by hand. I am not putting any dimensionals on the envelope or the little note that's going to go inside the envelope because I'm really just going to tuck it in and it's just going to be loose. But what I am going to do is add one of these fun little resin hearts. So these are part of the whole Snail Mail Suite. I'm going to take my, use your take your pick tool, and on here I'm going to put I'm going to put a white heart, so just kind of right over top where the red heart is stamped. And then on here, I'm going to add one of the red hearts. Give it a little bit of extra stuff there. All right. Yes, the Katie. So the little sneak video, it's just a little 14-second video, literally. You can look on the Demonstrator website. If you log in, it is there under the catalog release page, but there's also a link in the updates. And then I think they posted the link on the Demonstrator planning place as well. I believe they did. All right, I think we're ready to go. So on the back of here, I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals as well. Put 2 on there. And then we're going to put this all together. But definitely check it out. So the only thing you have to be careful of is that you don't put it and seal up the pouch, the treat pouch. You just want to make sure you put your dimensionals so that they don't close up the pouch. And then we're going to take the snail and use our dimensionals to put that on the front as well. The snail's just kind of cruising along. And then the Happy Mail enclosed just tucks right in the little envelope, which is so, so cute. And like I said, I did some York peppermint patties. These were the Valentine's ones. Tuck those in. You can do one in the front, one in the back. It was a weird video, but I think it's kind of them just getting us primed and ready for the new catalog in colors. So, all right. And then if you wanted to, you could add a second one in the back. You could also, like I said earlier, you could use tea bags. You could make one of them where the note is held, so then a note can go inside there. So if you wanted to cut another piece of cardstock that they could pull in and out, that would fit in there nicely. So that's really it. But these make great little gifts, favors, like if you're having some kind of shower or, you know, party or little gifty thing, maybe for your group of ladies. But of course, you can use any products that you want. It doesn't have to be the snails, but I just love this little suite of products, and they just go together so nicely. So lots of options with this little pouch. So I hope you enjoyed my presentation. I look forward to future presentations, and I hope that we have a few volunteers to present in April. And if you're just watching, this video will be available shortly after we're done here on the page, and you can rewatch them whenever you are feeling up to it or have time. But we do have a presentation coming up at 1 o'clock, and then another presentation coming up at 3 o'clock. So hopefully you've enjoyed this little stamp along, and we will talk to you later. Bye-bye.